There is a specific filing step available to widows and widowers confirmed in the Social Security Administration's own official roll that allows you to collect one benefit now while a second benefit continues to grow in the background. According to the SSA, most surviving spouses either do not know this option exists or they file in a way that permanently locks them into a lower monthly amount for the rest of their lives. We are going to look at exactly what this step is, how it works, and whether it applies to your situation. I'm Michael Bennett. Welcome to Retirement Watch. Today we are looking at the survivor benefit switching strategy, and I'm going to give you exactly what the official data shows in plain language, so you can make informed decisions. Here is what the Social Security Administration's own rules actually say. Many surviving spouses assume that once they begin receiving any Social Security benefit, whether their own retirement benefit or a survivor benefit, they are locked in permanently. According to the Social Security Administration's official publication on filing rules for retirement and spouses benefits, that assumption is incorrect for one specific category of beneficiaries, widows and widowers. Here's what actually happens. As of April 2026, over 57 million retired workers and family members were receiving monthly benefits from the Social Security Administration, according to the SSA's monthly statistical snapshot. Among those, more than 3.8 million widows and widowers were receiving survivor benefits as of September 2025, according to the AARP's Guide to Social Security Survivor Benefits, which sources its data from the SSA. The average Social Security monthly check for retired workers reached $2,081.16 in April 2026, according to the SSA monthly statistical snapshot. But the amount any individual collects is directly determined by the filing decisions they make, and for surviving spouses. One decision in particular carries consequences that can span hundreds of thousands of dollars over a lifetime. That decision is whether to file a restricted application, also called the switching strategy for survivor benefits. Here is what the SSA's own website states under the section titled What You Could Get from Survivor Benefits. You can also switch benefits later. For example, you could start with survivor benefits and then change to retirement at age 70 when that payment is highest. That sentence contains two critically important facts. First, survivor benefits and your own retirement benefit are treated as separate programs. The SSA confirms that the deemed filing rule, which requires most beneficiaries to claim both their own retirement benefit and a spousal benefit simultaneously, does not apply to survivor benefits. This distinction, confirmed on the SSA's official filing rules page, is the legal foundation of the entire switching strategy. Second, your own retirement benefit continues to earn what the SSA calls delayed retirement credits, an increase of approximately 8% per year for each year you delay between your full retirement age and age 70. Survivor benefits, by contrast, do not earn delayed retirement credits past your survivor full retirement age. They reach their maximum and stop growing. This asymmetry is the core of the strategy. The maximum survivor benefit at full retirement age equals 100% of the deceased spouse's benefit amount, according to the SSA. Survivor benefits can begin as early as age 60, at which point they are reduced to approximately 71.5% of the full amount, according to the SSA's Survivor Benefit Publication, April 2026 edition. The Bipartisan Budget Act of 2015 eliminated the restricted application strategy for most living married couples. Workers born on or after January 2nd, 1954, can no longer file solely for a spousal benefit while their own retirement benefit grows. As confirmed by SSA.gov's filing rules page, that option no longer exists for this group. But the law left survivor benefits entirely outside that restriction. As the SSA's official rules confirm, deemed filing does not apply to survivor benefits. A widow or widower can claim survivor benefits independently of their own retirement benefit and can switch from one to the other at a later age in either direction, depending on which approach produces the higher lifetime income. This is not a loophole. This is not a special exception available only under certain conditions. This is the published official rule available on SSA.gov that governs how survivor benefits interact with retirement benefits. Let's look at what this means in plain language for someone in your situation. Those are the facts. Now, let me give you the context that most of what you've seen doesn't include. The asymmetry between survivor benefits and spousal benefits is intentional. When Congress designed the Social Security system, survivor benefits were treated as a separate program with a separate set of incentive structures. Unlike spousal benefits, which are tied to a living worker's record and subject to coordination rule, survivor benefits were designed to provide income replacement after a death, with enough flexibility to let the surviving spouse make informed sequential decisions rather than a single permanent election. The SSA's own filing rules page explains the rationale for deemed filing in the spousal context, preventing a beneficiary from simultaneously collecting one benefit while earning a bonus for delaying another. Congress drew the same logical line for survivor benefits, then explicitly excluded them. A widow or widower is permitted to collect survivor income during the years when their own retirement benefit is still accumulating delayed retirement credits, because the deceased spouse's record and the surviving spouse's record are two distinct earnings histories. Many beneficiaries confuse spousal benefits with survivor benefits, and that confusion leads directly to suboptimal filing decisions. Spousal benefits apply when both spouses are alive. A lower earning spouse can receive up to 50% of the higher earner's full retirement age benefit, not 50% of what the higher earner is actually collecting, a distinction confirmed by Vanguard's Social Security Guide and grounded in SSA rules. Spousal benefits are subject to deemed filing. They cannot be claimed independently of the claimant's own retirement benefit. Survivor benefits apply after a spouse's death. A surviving spouse can receive up to 100% of the deceased spouse's benefit, not 50%. The earliest claiming age is 60, 2 years earlier than any other Social Security benefit. And critically, survivor benefits are not subject to deemed filing. According to the AARP's Survivor Benefits Guide, citing SSA data as of February 2025, approximately 5.8 million people were receiving Social Security survivor benefits, representing 8.4% of all Social Security recipients. The average survivor benefit paid in July 2025 was approximately $1,574 per month, according to Northwestern Mutual, citing SSA data. One additional factor that most beneficiaries do not fully understand: the amount of the survivor benefit depends partly on when the deceased spouse claimed their own retirement benefit. If your spouse claimed before their full retirement age, the survivor benefit is generally reduced, though the SSA's widow's limit provision, technically called the RIB-LIM rule, protects surviving spouses from receiving less than 82.5% of the deceased's primary insurance amount, regardless of how early the deceased claimed. This protection is confirmed in the SSA's survivor benefit calculation rules. If your spouse delayed claiming past their full retirement age and then passed away before filing, the survivor benefit includes the delayed retirement credits accumulated at the time of death up to age 70. If your spouse delayed to 70 and passed after filing, You, as the surviving spouse, are entitled to the full amount they were receiving at death, including all delayed credits. This means that a couple's planning decisions made years or decades before a death directly determine the survivor benefit available to the remaining spouse. The higher earner's delay strategy is, in effect, a form of life insurance for the lower earner. One important legislative update affects a specific group of surviving spouses. Prior to changes effective for benefits payable after December 2023, the government pension offset GPO reduced survivor benefits for individuals receiving government pensions from employment not covered by Social Security, including many teachers, firefighters, and state employees. The Social Security Fairness Act, as reflected in SSA's updated guidance, confirmed by the Survivor Benefits Guide at ssa.tools, updated January 2026, repealed the GPO for this group. Government employees who previously saw their survivor benefits significantly reduced under the GPO may now be entitled to their full survivor benefit. This change affects a meaningful population of public sector retirees who may not yet have updated their benefit elections accordingly. Here is what this means in plain language for someone in your situation. Let's look at the numbers in concrete terms. The maximum Social Security retirement benefit for someone retiring at age 70 in 2026 is $5,181 per month, according to the SSA's Frequently Asked Questions page. For someone retiring at full retirement age in 2026, the maximum is $4,152. That gap, $1,029 per month between filing at full retirement age versus waiting until age 70, represents $12,348 per year. Over a 20-year period, a realistic horizon for many beneficiaries in their mid to late 60s, that difference is $246,960. Assuming the figure remained constant, which is not a guarantee, as annual cost of living adjustments would apply to both amounts. That is the range of value at stake in the switching decision, not for every beneficiary, but for those whose own retirement benefit would significantly exceed their survivor benefit at age 70. And the inverse is also true. A beneficiary whose survivor benefit at full retirement age would exceed their own benefit at 70 faces a different calculation, but an equally consequential one. If you are currently receiving your own retirement benefit and your spouse has passed away, and you have not yet reached full retirement age, here is your specific exposure. You may be eligible to stop receiving your own benefit and switch to the survivor benefit if the survivor benefit is higher. But timing matters. The switch in this direction from your own retirement benefit to the survivor benefit is generally worth executing at or after your survivor full retirement age, which ranges from 66 and 4 months to 67, depending on your birth year, as confirmed by the SSA and AARP. More importantly, if you began your own retirement benefit before your full retirement age, that decision permanently reduced your own benefit, but it does not reduce the survivor benefit you are entitled to claim. The two calculations are independent. If you are currently receiving survivor benefits and you have not yet claimed your own retirement benefit, you are in the exact category the SSA's switching strategy was designed to serve. Your own retirement benefit is accumulating delayed retirement credits at approximately 8% per year, as long as you have not yet claimed it and have not yet turned 70. According to the SSA's benefit rules, those credits stop accumulating at age 70. Age 70 is therefore the natural official deadline for the switching strategy, not a deadline manufactured for marketing purposes, but the hard actuarial cutoff established by federal law. If your own retirement benefit at age 70 will exceed the survivor benefit you are currently receiving, the financially optimal path is to continue receiving the survivor benefit and switch to your own benefit at 70. If your own benefit at 70 would not exceed the survivor benefit. There is no switch to make, and your survivor benefit is already your maximized amount. If you are currently married and planning ahead, this section applies to you as well. The decisions you and your spouse make now, particularly the higher earner's decision about when to claim, will determine the survivor benefit available to whichever spouse outlives the other. A higher earner who delays to 70 not only receives a larger monthly benefit during their lifetime, they also raise the permanent benefit available to the surviving spouse after their death, because the survivor benefit is based on what the deceased was receiving or would have received. According to Vanguard's Social Security Guide for married couples, delaying the higher earner's benefit is often the single most impactful planning decision a married couple can make, specifically because it functions as survivor insurance for the lower earner. Consider an illustrative example. Let's call her Margareta, hypothetical retiree, age 63, whose husband passed away 2 years ago. This is a composite scenario, not a real individual. Margaret's husband had delayed claiming Social Security until age 68, receiving $2,800 per month before his death. Margaret began receiving survivor benefits at age 61, receiving approximately 81.5% of her husband's full retirement age benefit. She also has her own retirement record, with a projected benefit at age 70 of $2,400 per month. In this hypothetical, Margaret's survivor benefit at her full retirement age would be $2,800 per month. Her own benefit at 70 would be $2,400. Path B applies. She should continue collecting the survivor benefit and allow it to reach its full amount at her survivor full retirement age, rather than switching. Her own benefit would never exceed the survivor benefit, so no switch to her own record is financially warranted. Now change one number. If Margaret's own projected benefit at 70 were $3,100 per month rather than $2,400, Path A applies. She should continue receiving the survivor benefit for the years between now and age 70, collecting that income while her own benefit grows, then switch to her own higher benefit at 70. The difference in this second hypothetical scenario between staying on survivor benefits permanently versus switching at 7 could represent several $100s per month for the remainder of her life. Over 20 years at $300 per month, that difference equals $72,000. That is a straightforward arithmetic extension of official monthly figures, not a guaranteed projection, as benefit amounts are subject to annual COLA adjustments. The key variable is not which path sounds better in the abstract, it is which number your projected own benefit at 70 or your full survivor benefit at your survivor full retirement age is larger. That calculation determines everything. Let's look at the 3 most probable outcomes for surviving spouses facing this decision, based on the benefit structures as confirmed by official SSA rules. CNAR, most likely approximately 55-60% of surviving spouses. The surviving spouse's own retirement benefit at age 70 is lower than the full survivor benefit. In this scenario, no switch is warranted. The financially optimal path is to file for the survivor benefit at the surviving spouse's full survivor retirement age and receive 100% of the deceased's benefit for the remainder of life. The switching strategy in either direction adds no value in this scenario. The survivor benefit is the higher permanent amount. This is the most common scenario because many surviving spouses were lower earners during their working years, and because survivor benefits can be worth up to 100% of the higher earner's record, a substantially higher ceiling than the typical own retirement benefit for a lower earning spouse. Scenario B, meaningful minority, approximately 30-35% of surviving spouses. The surviving spouse has a substantial own earnings record, and their own retirement benefit at 70 would exceed the survivor benefit. In this scenario, Path A, claiming survivor benefits early, letting the own benefit grow, then switching at 7 is the financially optimal sequence. According to analysis by Sensible Money, this kind of missed switching opportunity is described as all too common among widows and widowers and can represent more than $200,000 in foregone lifetime income in specific cases. The trigger for this scenario is typically a surviving spouse who worked full-time for most of their career independently of the deceased spouse, and whose own benefit at maximum would therefore be competitive with or exceed the survivor amount. Scenario C, tail risk. Approximately 10-15% of surviving spouses. The surviving spouse has already claimed their own retirement benefit and did so before full retirement age, permanently reducing it, while the survivor benefit was never evaluated or claimed. In this scenario, the survivor benefit, which is based on the deceased's independent record, may still be available and may be higher than the permanently reduced own benefit currently being received. An evaluation with the SSA is warranted before concluding this scenario is irrelevant to your situation. These probability ranges are general estimates based on the structure of SSA benefit formulas and the reported distribution of benefit amounts in SSA's statistical data. They are not official SSA projections and do not apply identically to every individual. Here are 4 concrete markers that indicate action may be warranted in your case. Each can be verified directly through official government sources. Signal 1. You are currently receiving survivor benefits and have not yet turned 70. Check whether your own retirement benefit at 70, shown in your My Social Security account at ssa.gov/myaccount, exceeds your current monthly survivor benefit. If it does, a switch at 70 may be in your financial interest. Signal 2. You are currently receiving your own retirement benefit after a spouse's death, and you have not evaluated whether your survivor benefit might be higher. Contact the SSA to request a comparison. The SSA's phone line for this inquiry is 1-800-772-1213. Signal 3. You are a former public sector employee, teacher, firefighter, state worker, and you were previously told your survivor benefit would be reduced by the government pension offset. The Social Security Fairness Act changes this for many beneficiaries. Verify your current status with the SSA. Signal 4. Watch for any official SSA communication updating survivor benefit amounts or full retirement age thresholds. These are published at ssa.gov and at socialsecurity.gov. Any legislative update to survivor benefit rules would be announced through those official channels before taking effect. Before I let you go, here's what you can actually do with this information. First, log in to your My Social Security account at ssa.gov/myaccount. If you do not have an account, you can create one free of charge at that address. Inside your account, you will find your estimated retirement benefit at ages 62, full retirement age, and 70. Write down the age 70 figure. That is the number you need to compare against your survivor benefit. Second, if you are already receiving survivor benefits, contact the SSA directly at 1-800-772-1213 to request your current survivor benefit amount in writing and to ask what your own retirement benefit at 70 would be if you have not yet claimed it. Have both numbers before making any decision. Third, if you wish to switch from survivor benefits to your own retirement benefit at age 70, apply approximately 3 months before your 71st birthday. The application can be submitted online at ssa.gov by phone at 1-800-772-1213 or in person at your local Social Security office, which you can locate at the office locator at secure.ssa.gov/icon/main.jsp. When applying, specify explicitly that this is a conversion from survivor benefits to retirement benefits, not a new claim. Fourth, if you are a public sector retiree affected by the form of government pension offset, complete Form SSA-2, the form for spouses or divorced spouses benefits, or contact the SSA to request a benefit recalculation under the Social Security Fairness Act. The form is available at ssa.gov/forms/ssa-2.html. I am not providing financial, legal, or tax advice. These are official resources for your own research. Here is what this means in plain language. Survivor benefits and your own retirement benefit are two separate programs under Social Security law. The SSA explicitly permits surviving spouses to claim one first and switch to the other later, a flexibility that does not exist for currently married couples claiming spousal benefits. The decision about which to claim first and when to switch is determined entirely by which benefit is larger at the relevant age. For some surviving spouses, getting that sequence right is worth tens of thousands of dollars over a retirement. For others, no switch is warranted, and knowing that is equally valuable. If this gave you something clear that you did not have before, consider sharing it with someone in your life who is receiving these same benefits and may not have seen this information yet. I'm Michael Bennett. Thank you for watching Retirement Watch, helping seniors understand their benefits.